The sound wasn't great while filming, so I'm going to do a voiceover. This Laura Geller vanilla one I'm going to keep. It's nice and subtle. This one from Bare Minerals is a beautiful light pinky peach. I'm going to hold on to that one. Next we have a Japanesque powder. These are really finely milled and really pretty, like finishing powders. So I'm also keeping that. My keep pile is top left right now. This one from Kathleen Lights and ColourPop is beautiful. I love it when I have tan skin. It's a really beautiful, like orangey golden shade. This one from Physicians Formula is gone. I was never a fan of that one. Pixie. These used to be favorites, but it's just very old and doesn't have much punch anymore, so I'm going to pass on this one. This one from CoverGirl. There was one palette from CoverGirl that I really liked. I think it was this one. So I'm keeping that one. Next we have some Becca highlights, and I know Becca's not around anymore, but Smashbox has adopted a lot of their shades. This is an opally green one, and I really love these greeny tone ones, so I'm going to keep that one. I know I have other Becca highlights in here, so they're coming. I decided to make an official box so that I can keep the things organized that I'm keeping. So this one is the Bretman Rock Wet n Wild Duo. It was just too chunky for me. This one from Koki, it was fine, but I never reached for it. So I'm going to pass on that one. Another Becca one is this Parisian Lights. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. It's like a pale pink gold, beautiful. Mally, it has one cream and two powder highlights, and it is really beautiful. I don't reach for it a ton though, so I'll hold on to it for now. This e.l.f. palette is really pretty and on the newer side, so perhaps I'll keep it for future videos. It's a pretty good quality for the low price point. Look at those colors. Next, we have one of the diamond ones from Too Faced. So beautiful. I love the pinky tone highlights. You can really see I'm gravitating towards those. This one's an Ofra single. I never reach for it, so pass on that one. This one's a Smashbox, part cream, part powder. It's newer. It is really impactful, so I'm going to hold on to this one. Smashbox and Vlada. I love this one for like a pinky violet highlight. So pretty. Laura Geller. I think this is Gilded Honey. It's just very yellow. I'm going to pass on that one. I think I do still have Ballerina, which is this one, so I'm going to keep that one. It's a nice rosy tone shade. Next up is the Shimmer Brick from Bobbi Brown. I am going to hold on to it. It's highlight and bronzing, beautiful. Next is an older one from It Cosmetics, and I'm going to hold on to this too. It's a really beautiful shade. Moving on to Fenty Beauty, which I do not like as a highlight on the cheeks, but I love this as a lid topper or inner corner brightening product. Really pretty for that. Next is a Jane Iredale product with like 4 different shades, and it's really beautiful. So I put this in the toss pile, but I pulled it out and decided to keep it after all. Next we have a blush from MAC. I don't know why it's in here, so I moved it over to the blush pile where it belongs. Next is a Physicians Formula Butter Highlight, which I thought would have gone rancid by now, but amazingly it's still good. So I am going to hold on to this. It's like the creamiest highlight I own. Next from Mally, it's a very gold highlight. I'm going to pass on that one. My MAC ones I am keeping because they are beautiful and expensive. I'm going to pass on this one from Wet n Wild. It's very gold. This one from e.l.f. is one of the oldest ones that I own, and for that reason I feel like I need to hold on to it. It's like pink and gold and really pretty. Another MAC highlight and extra dimension skin finish, so I'm going to hold on to that one as well. Moving on to our liquid highlights, I rarely use them. This one's beautiful from Neutrogena, but I never reach for it. Cover FX. Keeping the Laura Geller, it's a beautiful like light highlight finishing powder type of product. And then the highlight from Tarte, I never reach for, so I'm going to pass on that one. Next up, we have some more ColourPop highlights, and these are beautiful. And I feel like they stay good a really long time, but I'm going to pass on the blue one and keep this one, which is one of their like iconic shades that I feel like everyone talks about. So I'm going to hold on to this one. Years later, they're still creamy and beautiful. Next up, we have a highlight from Lorac, which I have had in my collection for a while, but this is still a gorgeous shade. So I really can't pass on that one. And then these loose highlights from Wet n Wild, I'm going to keep them because they are so beautiful. And then another pressed highlight from Wet n Wild. It's a pinky tone, really beautiful, so I'm keeping this as well. So that was it for my everyday highlights. These are my colorful ones, or the ones I use when I have a tan, so I will do those probably tomorrow. First up from this batch is the Master Chrome highlight from Maybelline, which I love. Next up, the Stila Putty highlight. Again, beautiful, creamy, soft, easy to apply. What's next? I decided to put this box here to keep the things I'm keeping in order, so there are the few things we've already decided on. Next, we have a Becca highlight, which I'm going to hold on to just because they are beautiful. This Pixie Rose one, it's a beautiful pink. You guys know I'm a sucker for pink highlights. Gorgeous shades. I'm also keeping this one. Next are two pressed highlights from Wet n Wild, but the colors are off for me, so passing on those. Then we have the LA Girl loose one, which is a beautiful pinky gold. Then we have this Hard Candy Fox in a box, which I got from Dollar Tree, which is just like a nice, light, shimmery shade. So we'll hold on to that one. It's very affordable. This one from Wet n Wild is one of my favorites ever. This one from Revolution is beautiful, keeping that. We have this one from Physicians Formula, which is too deep for me. We've got some liquid ones from Wet n Wild, which probably expired. Let me double check that. They don't smell great, so I'm gonna pass on that. Then we have this diamond highlight from Physicians Formula, which is like a dupe for the Fenty, and I love it on the lids. Next we have this Pixie Duo, which just kind of dried out and isn't that impressive anymore, so I'm going to pass on that one. Then we have this next one, which has been in my collection for a while. It's the Wet n Wild and Fergie highlight. It's like so beautiful. It's gold pink with a touch of beige. I have to keep it for sentimental reasons. Next we have this one from Mally, which is too gold for me, passing on that one. And then we have some deeper loose powders from Wet n Wild. That one was not my shade. This one's a little bit peachier, so maybe I will hold on to this one. Next we have a palette from Essence, which, not impressive. Then we have these two from, I forget the brand. Collab Beauty, there we go. They're really intense and really bold, but I just never reach for them. Then we have this one from Japanesque, which is beautiful. This one from Kevin Aquan, which is also beautiful. And then we have this one from CoverGirl, which I really like the CoverGirl highlighters. I already have one in my collection. Let me check the shades. Still nice, but I don't think I need it. And we have this one from Lorac, and I believe it was the Pirates of the Caribbean collection, and I love the softness of their face products, so I can't pass on those. And then we have this one from Milk, which I have never been a fan of. And this one from Act 4. It's a really pretty color. More slid over here. We have this one from Illamasqua, which is really, really golden. I'll hold on to it. We have this, which is so old. I'm getting rid of that. We have this guy, which is a really beautiful highlight or primer. I'm going to keep this. And then we have this bag that was all the way in the back, which are like my super colorful highlights. Pass. So that blue skull one. That is so pretty. I'll hold on to that one. Oh, the Maybelline and Puma one, which is like a gold rose. So, so pretty. I really want to hold on to this one too. I mean, look at that pink. So pretty. I'll pass on that one. These are very similar. This one's a little bit more purple and this one's a little bit more pink. I don't know. This one's a bit more green, which I am a sucker for a minty green highlight. And then this one's more of like a limey green. So I'm going to pass on this. I prefer the minty tone one. There you go. My highlight drawer is all cleaned out. Next up is facial mists.